when we're thinking of visiting Garda Lake, we always think about the big towns around the lake, like Riva, Garda, Malcesine, even Limone. What we don't think about is the small, very cute villages scattered around lake. And in this part number 3 of our Lake Garda alternative guide series, we will visit the 3 little charming towns that all starts with the letter C. We have just arrived at Cisano, which is in the southern part of the lake and the most southern of these 3 villages in this guide. You can find Cisano just a little bit south of Bardolino, and it's a very small and charming little town. I think that we're gonna try and cover in this guide what it's like to stay for a couple of days in a smaller village like this one, for instance. First of all, we have to take into consideration that living here for 5 days is obviously much cheaper than in the big villages like Malcesine or Riva. So, is it still worth to visit the lake if you can only stay close to a city or village like this one? Well, it's not up to me, it's up to you to decide. I'm just trying to make the best possible guide for you to decide your next holiday here at Garda Lake. Walking alongside this beach and having Garda Lake on your left side, this road will take you on a somewhat 30-minute journey over to Bardolino. So if you would think that you run out of restaurants or things to do here, there's always plenty more to be found in the charming city of Bardolino as well. Walking alongside this lake is not just an amazing walk, but it's not that far to Bardolino, like I just said. And halfway is Campagnola, which is also a very sweet, very small village as well. However, alongside the way and road, you will always find these little bars and cafes where you can stop and have yourself a drink if that's the thing. In Bardolino, you will also find a huge Euros bar, which I think is one of the biggest shops that you can find on this side of the lake. So if you have a flat and you can have your own breakfast at home, this is a perfect place to go shopping as well. Just whatever you do, don't forget to bring something to drink to get hydrated. Welcome to charming Cassone, which is part of the Malcesine region here in the southern part of Malcesine. This little cute town has, in my opinion, everything you can ask for, although its size. If you walk a somewhat 15 minutes from here, you will reach the also small village of Asenza, which we are doing right now to see if they have some more cafes or bars over there. Also, Cassone is, as I told you earlier, a part of the Malcesine community. So if you travel up north with a bus for a couple of stops, you will reach Malcesine with all its nightlife, restaurants, bars, and so on. I think that Cassone is very well placed here, although it's probably the smallest of the villages covered in this guide. Asenza is the first of the small villages that connects the Brenzone, which we actually kind of covered in our previous video. However, we haven't really covered the port of Brenzone, which is another 12-minute walk from Asenza, and I want to show it to you because it's just beautiful as well. Not Sweden's flag in the background, it's actually the flag of Verona, which is more or less exactly the same as Sweden's flag is. It would have been nice to be saluted in that kind of way when visiting, obviously, but we have to deal with the fact that this is part of the Veneto region. I have shown you as much as I can, and now it's obviously up to you to decide whether you think that the port of Brenzone is worth a visit or not. Now we're taking the bus a bit more south, more or less between Malcesine and Garda, to the small, beautiful, charming town of Castelletto, and today is market day. Also, while waiting for the bus, I have to take the opportunity to say that hopefully there will be a part 4 of this video as well, where we are heading in that direction over the lake to visit all the nice areas of Gargnano, Gardone and Tignale as well. Traveling by bus in Garda is fairly easy and also not that expensive. I paid 11 euros for a one-day ticket, but you can also travel between the small villages for around 250 up to 350 euros one way, which is not really that bad. And you get to see all these amazing places around the lake. narrow alleyways just makes Castelletto so charming. You never know what you're gonna find around next corner, so just keep walking and some restaurant or cafe will pop up out of nowhere. It is just stunning. Good work.
Thank you.
that was more or less everything we had to show you for this time. What do you think about these 3 adorable little villages? They're all starting with the letter C. We had Cisano, we had Castelletto, and we had Cassone. We started off with Cassone, which is very close to the Malcesine district and also a walking distance to both Asenza and Porto di Brenzone. So everything kind of close there. Then we had Castelletto, which is the lone wolf out of this one, in the middle of nowhere more or less. However, Castelletto is one of my personal favorite of them all, as when you're talking about village, and they have lots of restaurants and bars, so I think that it's fair enough by itself. And finally we had Cisano, close to Bardolino, a somewhat 30-minute walking distance. The reason why I did this video in the first place is because all of these small villages has been on my mind since day one, and there is a lot of money to be saved if you were to plan your holiday on the smaller towns around the lake instead of going for the big ones like Riva, Malcesine and so forth. So this content was shot over 2 days during my staying here in Garda. Also, I would like to start off by saying that if you're interested in those bigger villages like Garda, for instance, I have a 2-part guide. This is number 3. So in the first episode I covered Riva del Garda and Limone, and in the second episode I covered Malcesine, Torre and Garda, which I'm in right now. This video, like I said, was shot over 2 days, and I'm traveling around Europe now with train, with Interrail. And if you're interested to see the whole journey, there will be lots of vlogs, day-by-day vlogs coming to this channel as well. So please subscribe. Write in the comment section, do you think it's worth to spend your time in a smaller village, or is it a big no-no for you and you always want to keep yourself in the bigger ones where there's lots more activities and lots more to choose from? Well, I want to hear from all of you, and with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and in the end, never forget, it is not about the journey, it is what you make of it that counts. Till next time, stay safe. Yeah.